Friends, Fever fans, welcome back to another Fever Replay podcast, your home for a weekly breakdown of Fever games and news. As always, this podcast is brought to you by the love of the game. Gosh, I hope there's no lockout for the love of the game. I am Chris Ord, as always, your host here at Fever Replay, and I'm joined by our resident woman, Keisha Gallagher. Say hi, Keisha.
Hi, Chris. How are you today?
Good. How is your Women's Equality Day?
Ooh, fantastic.
The rest of the 364, who knows whose equality those are for? But today it's your day for equality.
Hooray! Lucky women everywhere.
Did you have a good week?
It wasn't too shabby. Phoenix is looking good. Sorry to bring up Phoenix so soon, but love basketball. It's so much fun.
Yeah, no, today was cool because the biggest news of the day was by far the Fever's victory versus the Storm. There was no other national news story that superseded that.
I don't even know who Taylor Swift is, so I don't know what you're picking at.
That was actually a very exciting part of my day. I was so happy for her. They're so adorable together. I just want her to be happy.
And that occurred in celebration of women, of course.
Yeah, that's the Equality Day.
Mm-hmm.
She got the rock out of it. Did you see the rock? Have you seen it?
I did see some photos. You can't really go anywhere without seeing photos.
Yeah, no, it's huge. But like I said, we had a good game today. The Fever absolutely trounced the Storm 95-75, and we looked fantastic doing it. At one point, my daughter came up behind me and said, "Gosh, there's a lot of new people on the Fever." And I said, "Yes, there are." She's like, "I don't even recognize some of them." And I'm
Smart kid.
Yeah, no, it's true. She's a big Aaliyah Boston fan. Every time Aaliyah scores, she goes, "Bow, bow, bow."
As she should. That's the right way to celebrate an AB score.
But before we dive too into the game, what I figured we should do is kind of take a look at this home stretch that we have. Because there are not many games left in this season. So let's just take a look at it.
Let's take a look.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games left in the regular season. Next, we are playing the Sparks, who we have not beaten yet this year. The Valkyries, who we have not beaten yet this year. And then we got the Mercury. Maybe you've heard of them. The Sky. Pew, 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 pew. Just kidding. I know they got Angel Reese back. They're looking a lot better, but still, I'm very hopeful we can beat them. The Mystics, and then finally, the Lynx. Oy. Oy. So, for context, we are in 6th place. You need to be in 8th place to make the playoffs, right? The 2 teams under us are teams you'll recognize. Golden State Valkyries, a team we have not beat this year, and that we are playing very soon. And we got Seattle below that, and then the Sparks. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
We have some very pivotal, important games coming up. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, this next half of the season, as we close it out, is going to be tough, especially, I don't know if anyone's been paying attention. There have been a couple injuries. The team is, being pulled together with just grit at this point. I feel like there's potential for
Do you mean Lexi, Grit, Hull? Is that who you're talking about?
That's the one. I will say that collision with Gabby today was awful. That was awful, and it totally was just just fair play. Nothing out of sorts.
Even
really,
a little bit malicious or even aggressive.
No,
like they just didn't see each other and smacked heads so hard too.
Yeah,
Ugh.
But I definitely think the Fever have a great chance of making it to the playoffs. Now, With that being said, there's going to be some brutal games ahead. Have not yet successfully beat the Valkyries, and they're looking really strong. Veronica Burton is having a standout season, and with the playoff bracket, the potential bracket, one thing that really may start to matter is where you fall in this bracket. Who are you matched up against? So it's not only make it, which is, of course, the goal, but where are you going to land and who are you playing once you find that spot. So I think there's a lot of questions about that.
The team
who's going to be healthy?
Is a big question.
At this point, are we thinking Caitlin is going to be making a return for the 2025 season?
Recently, Coach Stephanie White said, she gave us an actual update with actual facts. She said, Caitlin Clark is currently practicing with the team. Not full participation. She's really just shooting and doing drills, but she is practicing. She said once she starts doing full participation in practice, we'd like to see about 4 or 5 of those before she plays. So that gives us a more reasonable timeline than we have seen yet, which makes it feel like, gosh, maybe we see her once in the best case scenario, right?
Right.
In the rest of the season, the regular season. It seems likely if we make the playoffs, we would see her in the playoffs. Not highly likely, but I would put it at right around that 50-50. You know what I mean? Like decent chance. That's kind of my assessment from what she shared. So, I don't know. I'm hopeful.
Again, don't want to rush anything. Her long-term career is definitely
so much more important
a focus. But, just keep in mind that what those pairings are going to look like is number 1 versus number 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, and 5. So even getting in the top 8, it's not going to be a cakewalk, no matter where you land. Especially with the performances that we're seeing at the end of the season. Like, the aces are in some crazy tear. Asia Wilson is eager to prove that she's coming for that MVP. The triple-double machine that is Alyssa Thomas is unstoppable. But not to be counted out, Kelsey Mitchell is having an insane season. She is doing everything in her power to make it to that first round. So it's going to be exciting, but it is going to be tough for sure.
And she's also, I think it's fair to say, she's not really appearing to be slowing down. No. Like, she's putting it all out there. She's just grinding the last gears that she has. That's not what it actually seems like. It seems like she's steamrolling and getting better and more consistent, and teams are I don't know what to do against her, which is kind of cool.
She's just so fantastic. Smart. She's so smart, and I like today specifically, and I say this time and time again, and it's not just because I do like Boston, but I just noticed that when they get the ball running through Boston, they are just so much more successful. It opens up so many more players, and when they play that way, we see Odyssey Sims with over 20 points, Kelsey Mitchell just casually cruising in with over 20 points, and then Boston was just, no one could stop her today. Nneka couldn't stop her, Gabby couldn't stop her, she was on fire.
It's like this vortex. When they run it through her, the whole team just starts spinning around Aaliyah Boston. And what happens is it's like Apollo 13, that old gem, where they had to do the Slingshot Maneuver around the moon. That was the only way to get back because they lost power.
I'm familiar with Apollo 13.
We need to do a Slingshot Maneuver around Aaliyah Boston because we don't have the power. We were dead in the water out there in space, and we said if we can put Aaliyah right in the center of our offense, we might be able to get this thing back to Earth.
Wow.
That's a really good metaphor.
That was impressive.
Thank you.
Just a one-person slow clap doesn't give what you deserve, but wow.
That feels good. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, here's the thing. Okay, when you look since we've had these kind of catastrophic injuries, this new bout of terrible injuries, honestly, while we've lost almost all of our games, our performances haven't been bad. That's what makes me so excited about this win versus the Storm. It kind of felt like we were managing the game where actually we still have some assets, we can still compete, but we hadn't been able to push it over the hump to like shine in the way that it really seems like talent-wise we should still be able to do. When you look at the Wings, going back to the Wings, we lost 81-80, right? And then Mystics, we lost 88-84 in a very close game. Then we beat the Sun. The Sun are terrible, and I hate them. Then we played the Lynx, the best team in the league, 95-90. Putting 90 on the Lynx is a really big deal. They're an excellent defensive team. Mm-hmm. Next, they were a little angry, and we had a terrible third quarter because we were winning the next time we played them. The whole first half we were dominating. Terrible third quarter, 97-84, and then we win 95-75. So honestly, if you look through the string of the last 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks, points-wise, we're doing okay. Points differential, I think we even come out on top, honestly, because of this last Storm game. And that, I think, is honestly impressive for the hits that the team has taken. And it is possible, after watching this Storm game, I'm like, you know what? We might be able to win half of these games coming up. There's no reason we can't beat the Sparks and the Valkyrie. We haven't been able to, even at full strength. There's no reason we can't. Like, I don't know.
I mean,
what
but
do you
also,
think?
I think it's not an excuse, but it's just a fact. Like, when you are constantly playing with new people almost every week, it's just difficult. It's a challenge.
It's super difficult.
There have been teams this season outside of the Fever that have dealt with injuries, but I don't think they've had this many injuries at one time. Maybe the Wings right now, because I think they have 4 of their starters out for the season.
Your wife sent me a meme that really summed up this second half of the season, which was an announcement. It showed Freddie Fever, and it said Freddie Fever has broken his hand and will be out for the rest of the season. And I was like, I almost like looked at the bottom and was like, is this real? Because it might be. Like, I knew it was a joke, but then my second reaction was like, wait a second, he could have actually broken his hand and may be out for the season, because that sounds very reasonable at this point.
Chelsea trolling, hilarious. But yeah, I mean, it is. So what we really need, of course, is it would be great to see them beat the teams that they have continued to struggle against, the Sparks and the Valkyries. But what we're really looking for is those teams to lose. So if the Sparks can lose, if the Valkyries can lose a few of these games, that's really going to help. Because more so, I'm looking at placement at this point. Yeah, if we could stay 100%. Out of the bottom, we don't have to play the top teams. But even staying in the middle, it's going to be tough. But just getting over this hump, securing the top spot, I'd love to see them clinch if possible, but it's gonna be a brutal next few weeks here for sure.
Is it just me? Like, tell me if this is a crazy outlook, but for me, the thing I want most is playoff games to extend the time until Gandalf comes over the crest of the hill with the sun rising in the east, and Caitlin Clark, new logo on her chest, comes down and takes us to victory. That's what, like, I'm really, more than anything, I hear what you're saying about, we need good placement, but I'm like, I just want a couple extra games to throw on the end so that maybe Caitlin comes back this season.
No, that's also a good part of it, because with Caitlin added back in with this new lineup of guards, that's going to be difficult to guard against for every other team, because now the shooter and the person who pushes pace the most for the Fever would be back, and Ariel Powers is a talented shooter. She's great off the ball. I mean, Kelsey Mitchell is doing Kelsey Mitchell things. Odyssey Sims has proven time and time again she's incredible. Petty's incredible. Like, the combinations could go crazy.
Yeah, and there's just a huge X factor to plan against, because no one, including us, knows what that lineup looks like.
Yeah, it's going to be, so the next few games, I'd say I'd keep an eye on how are we running our offense. Is Boston touching the ball? Are we overutilizing Kelsey as a point guard? Because even though she has ball handling, I think she's better off of the wing versus bringing the ball up the court. So I'm excited to see what these new combinations look like and people finding the right one-man, two-man game opportunities. There's a lot of interesting combos, I think, with Natasha Howard and Boston, Kelsey, and those two as they've continued to build throughout the year. But now we have, again, these new fast, quick shooting guards. So lots of opportunity to surprise the rest of the league.
Well, that's good news. Speaking of surprises, before we go into the Storm game, what do you think of Caitlin's logo?
I am not sure that I get it. I mean, I know what it is, but I don't know. I had like no reaction. I'm excited for her, but I didn't really have a reaction to it.
That was my first thought right away. I was like, I don't know if that makes me feel anything. And then I was looking at it, and I was like, it's pretty badass. And then at the game, seeing the logo far away, like on all of the chairs, like there's more C's than I thought. There's the two C's when you look close. There's like two C's stacked on top of each other. But from far away, there's one C in the middle with like a big circle around it. Like it's like the C's like got a sunburst. That's what it looks like from far away. But then also it kind of looks like one C in the middle with a big C on the outside. I'm like, there's just C's everywhere, which I kind of like.
It's
really
the triangle with all of the triangles inside and how many triangles are there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's just say tried to buy a hat tonight. Turns out there's no merch to buy. I was sitting there, we were watching the end of the third quarter, and I was like, there's a lot of seats with unclaimed t-shirts. And I was like, oh, shoot. I bet I could drive down there right now, get a ticket, and get one of those, That would be sick. And my wife was like, you know what? I don't think we both could do that, but you could do it. And I was like, oh, man, you'd let me skip out on nighttime routine to go down and get one of those? And then I was looking, and tickets were like $11, right? I'm like, $11 in a 20-minute drive? Oh, shoot, I'm getting a t-shirt,
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, wait a second, halfway through the game, more than halfway, why am I getting nosebleeds? Let's get down there behind Caitlin. And then my wife started losing it a little bit, and we started debating. And that's when I realized, realistically, the money isn't the issue. The thing that was at risk is me driving down there and not being able to get in time. And that I couldn't risk. I was like, if this was halftime, I'd be gone already. But it's like almost the fourth quarter. I might actually miss this, and I'd be heartbroken. So I decided not to. And I ate more mac and cheese than I should have.
Wow. What a tale.
So that's the story of Caitlin's logo reveal. All right. So this Storm game, first off, insane rebounding on our half. Ties the best rebounding game of the year as far as rebounding differential, because we had 50 and they had 25. And the best anyone's done this year was a 25 rebound differential, so crushing it. Lexi Hull is insane. Her effort is insane. And she smacked her head like super hard, could barely stand. And then now she's flying through the air for rebounds. One thing I know about her is I don't need her to dribble ever. She can take it across the half. That's fine. And we need people who can take it across the half. But once she gets across the half, we don't need it, Lexi.
You said stay in your lane.
You make your cuts. You do your awesome rebounding, I love all of that. Shooting, great. We don't need the dribbling. But other than that, she continues to amaze me with her hustle.
Yeah, I mean, she's just a hard worker. I still think she probably is not in contention just because of how these things are done, but six-man for me. The way that she's performed off the bench all season, she's just a different player this year. She's really stepped everything up, I think.
I think the injuries, more than anything, hurt Lexi Hull's chance of six-man of the year.
And I'm sure she's
like,
bitter about that.
What do I got to start? What do I got to be starting? I was a shoo-in. Yeah. What was your main takeaway looking at this game?
Honestly, is that more people need to be talking about Kelsey Mitchell. she should be talked about when it comes to MVP. And I know that everyone wants to hyper focus on Asia Wilson
Right.
and Collier specifically, but what Kelsey Mitchell has done all year long is not getting the respect it deserves. And it probably is being overshadowed by Caitlin, the injuries, just the insanity of all of the drama that kind of has occurred with the team. But, I mean, to me, when it comes to a full season, and this is mainly to do with Wilson and Collier's injuries, Kelsey Mitchell and Alyssa Thomas are the two that should be in contention the most, in my opinion. Not that what Asia has done in the last, 11 games hasn't been phenomenal, freaky numbers, 30-20, who's doing that? But yeah, I just think Kelsey does not get the flowers she deserves.
Yeah, I think that in general, the MVP conversation is best served as a conversation. Like, people too often like to treat it like a competition to be the first to pick the winner. And then you're like, no, I don't want to hear you say that. I don't want to hear you say that. I don't want to hear you say that. This is the winner, and it's going to be the winner, and we're done having a debate. That's, annoying and useless. They'll win at the end, and we can celebrate them. That'll be great for them, But what's really fun is looking and saying, let's look across the league and see who could be. The conversation is super great and lifts a lot of people up. And I think things get missed all the time. Because, Kelsey Mitchell, I don't think she's going to win. If I was putting money on it, she's not going to win. But is she having an insane year and should be at least discussed? Of course she should.
Yeah.
Crazy year, bonkers year.
I just don't know who's doing it like that. For a full season, considering the losses and the roster changes, I don't know. And if she doesn't get it, people just need to be talking about her more. She should be in the conversation for sure.
And the other piece of it is, look at pound for pound, legit pound for pound. The other contenders are all these ginormous women that look like Greek goddesses, right? Literally, those are the people that are oh, these people will win. And then you got Chelsea Mitchell down there, who's oh, I don't care about you. In fact, guess what? I'm going to be known for getting even lower than my standard height.
Yeah, she's just so fast, and she's so clever, so talented. I'm glad that she has been able to maintain such an incredible performance, and really, it's not so much that she's carried the team on her back or her shoulders, because she's not like that. She's distributed just as well.
Odyssey Sims, 22, Aaliyah Boston, 27. Mitchell's still the standout of the game.
Yeah, she just does such impressive and magical things every game, and even when it is noted, I just don't think it gets the accolades it deserves. But I think then this next few games, the next couple weeks, if they continue to perform at that level, I don't think anyone will have any choice but to be talking about her.
Agreed. Bree Turner had some really great minutes,
and it's so funny because I feel like we have discussed at length how little activity she had. And these last few games, Stephanie White's just been oh yeah, I got more bigs. Were you worried I didn't have any more bigs? I got more bigs you've never seen, and you're not ready for them.
Yeah, I feel like that is the other piece of it, is we've kind of doubled down on size and athleticism. Not that we're the biggest, most athletic team, but it's not a point of weakness for us on our roster. When you look across the roster, you're oh shoot, we have it. And when in doubt, size and speed is a good bet. If you're I'm not sure about my rotations, I'm not sure what's going on, let's put some people that are willing to work and have a good reach and speed, come on. And I think that Bree has seen this and is okay, let me prove Chris and Keisha wrong. Which, hey, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I'm proven wrong. Thank you.
Feels good.
Bree.
Feels good.
Feels so good. Feels fantastic. So, yeah. What else? What else should we talk about for this?
Well, Odyssey Sims, I think even the crazy half-court heave that banked in, and her reaction was adorable. I just think she brings a different type of aggressiveness when it comes to offense because she is such a huge threat. She will drive, she will pop up and take those great shots. She's still finding her assists. Like, she's just another threat, and I think Seattle really struggled. I mean, they struggled on the boards. They were turning the ball over like crazy. I think for a while the shooting percentages were similar, if not close, but they just kept turning the ball over, and we were taking those opportunities and crushing them.
I've said it, I think I texted you this just when we got Odyssey and she went off the first time, but how do we keep getting away with this? We get some devastating loss and then we just pick up a fantastic starting guard.
Gosh,
like how many times have we done it?
I feel bad because I don't know the coaching staff's names, but I know that they're the coach that handles the guards. I think she is so plugged in. Like, she has her eyes out all the time. She's not just working off of film and working on rotations and speed drills and handling, but that specific coach knows that she has a lot of guards that are injured, and she is plugged in. She knows where talent is. She's not afraid to go after it. And I think people are excited to play for the Fever for a number of reasons. They're in contention to get to the playoffs. They are maybe the most talked about team in the league. You know that if you play for the Fever, you're going to get seen. So even if these 7-day contracts are just 7 days, if they're not getting renewed, there's so much attention on you now that going into this next season, whether it's with the other 5-on-5 league or with the WNBA, Unrivaled, International, you're getting in minutes, you're getting in that time that's going to show what you have.
Yeah, and you're also like, it's a really unique situation in that you know you're going to get to start.
Yeah.
Like, we had our whole roster cleared out. You know you have Kelsey Mitchell there, who, while fantastic, is better off the ball, you know. It's just sitting there on a pedestal like, hey, would you like your big moment in the sun in front of sold-out crowds screaming your name?
Would you like the chance to be a hero?
Would you like to meet Caitlin Clark? She'll sign stuff for you.
She loves signing
She'll
stuff.
do it. She loves signing stuff. You can just sit down right next to her, have a nice chat. It's pretty astounding, our ability to not just have a next man up mentality, but to be able to have that mentality from not the bench but the couch is insane to me.
Yeah.
It's so cool. And also speaks volumes of Stephanie. I said this before, but this part of the season, she is really, really shining. It is next. When you look at this amount of turnover in professional sports, it's almost never followed by coherent playmaking. Like, it just isn't. But you still see it. Like, our team still somehow has an identity, which doesn't make any sense. But it does. We have a very solid identity. We know what we're doing. We go out there and we do it, and it doesn't make any sense. I love it.
I love it.
So, what we want to talk about now is, in the spirit of women's equality, Keisha, do you think there will be a season next year?
Ooh, yeah, it's not looking great right now for the CBA. So the collective bargaining agreement has a deadline of October 31st, and the language around that decision right now is not very optimistic. It does not seem like we are getting very close, and there could be a potential lockout, which would be devastating for the players. It would suck for us as fans, of course, but what a lockout actually means is that games are not scheduled. There will be no games. And that means no games, no pay, no contracts. And that impacts not just the players, but think about those stadiums, how many people they employ, the revenue that we make off of those games. Like, it's a catastrophic event. So with the existing CBA, it's not great, and they definitely tried to offer pretty insulting things that everyone was not even interested in. So the seriousness that they've brought to the negotiation table has felt like disrespectful to the players, and I don't know. I don't know if we have enough time left for them to come to an agreement. So what would that mean for 2026? No season.
So now, help me understand this. So if there's a lockout, it obviously hurts the players. It also hurts the league, right?
Hurts the league badly, yeah.
Doesn't it arguably hurt the league worse? Because the players have other leagues.
Right.
But the league doesn't have other players.
I don't think that they understand the opportunities that exist, and that's one thing that you see more and more as more players come from overseas, or European homies and friends. Gabby Williams just recently talked about how much better she was paid in Turkey.
Yeah.
Dinah Taurasi just released her documentary where she talked about how much she made while she played over in Russia. Candace Parker has mentioned time and time again how they were treated just with more respect. The pay was better. Everything was better for them in Europe. And what would stop them from completely abandoning the WNBA to go to a league that pays them more, respects them more, and gets them more? Like, the goal is to play here because the WNBA does house the best players in the world, but if another country or another league is going to pay you more, what would stop them from following that money? Like, we've talked time and time again at how much the salary is for a professional WNBA player. The starting salary, it's not attractive. People play here because they want to play. But if you're going to continue to disrespect their wallets, they will go other places willingly, and they'll be rewarded for it handsomely. So I don't really know what the WNBA Players Association is thinking when it comes to not hearing what these women are asking for. I'm not sure what the disconnect is, but they deserve to be paid more. They deserve to have some of their basic needs met, and I don't know how likely that new agreement will be met by that cutoff. Happy Halloween.
Do you know when was the last time there was a lockout?
So there wasn't technically a lockout, but in 2003 or 2002, early 2000s, the league did delay because there were issues. So they did not have an agreement. There was a delay to the season, and that did impact a lot of folks. But this would be pretty catastrophic to the league.
What would this mean, Keisha, for our podcast?
I don't know what we would talk about.
Yeah, I agree. I think maybe we
ready
need to get involved in the CBA negotiations.
Yeah. Are you ready to transition to Unrivaled? Yeah, you're about to become a different type of fan.
I guess so. I don't know, Keisha. What would we call it?
The former Fever Replay.
We just have a symbol. The podcast formerly known as Fever Replay.
A very Prince-like segue.
Yeah.
But yeah, in all seriousness, I think what is hard to wrap everyone's mind around is that, like, there has not been a time since the WNBA has existed where we haven't been able to watch it. If that was just gone, I just think about how devastated all of these young women, all of these young girls who now have had a sudden interest and have all of their heroes in this league. When that's a nod to Candace Parker, Dinah Taurasi, Lisa Leslie, like heroes and heroes from times past, but even our current superstars like Caitlin Clark, Rickea Jackson, Paige Beckers. We have pulled them in, got their attention, made them fans. To not allow them to have a 2026 season would just be awful.
It would be horrible.
Yeah.
I can think of worse things because I'm a very creative person, but that's a bad thing still.
Yeah, not great. It is not great.
All right, Keisha. Well, thanks for keeping us...
That uplifting news.
Yeah, keeping us feeling good. I guess
Anytime.
It is Women Equality Day, so this is the correct attitude.
Yeah, you just got to know that this is what comes with being a woman.
It's a somber holiday.
Difficult times.
Difficult times. Okay, Keisha, so the Sparks. Once again, I ask you to please give us hope. I'm not interested in how we'll lose. Tell us how we'll win. How we'll beat these upstart Sparks and their ridiculous bulldog of a point guard.
Poor KP. Well, I think it is what my constant recommendation is to run through Boston because it opens up so much. The Sparks are big. They are a tall team, but they foul a lot. Brink fouls a lot. Jackson fouls a lot. So I think a great way to be successful is to attack the basket. Once we start getting them in foul trouble, we'll have even more of a lane, and once they try to run a zone, that's going to open up the outside shots. So I think we really attack them with layups, mid-range, and like those short jump shots that Aaliyah Boston and Natasha Howard are just incredible at, and then try to execute those wing three-point shots and box out.
So then I would say with going hand in hand with that is we really need Boston to not be in foul trouble.
Big time.
Which will be tough because she'll be probably guarding Brink a fair amount.
Yeah, and Cameron Brink is a big
one-on-one.
Big
I think Cameron Brink has maybe got the edge on her. Honestly, I don't know about a team aspect thing, but I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay, and then on Sunday we got the Valkyries. All right, give me the good stuff.
Similarly, we definitely need to start inside, but the Valkyries are big-time shooters, so knowing that those outside shots are going to have longer rebounds, I think it's not so much crashing the board, it's just being inside of the three-point line, trying to get those rebounds. I don't think we're going to be able to out-rebound them close to the basket, but those long misses and fast breaking against them, not allowing them to set up a defense, I think that's going to be the key to success.
I agree. I think what we need to do is activate awareness, adjustment, whatever the A's are. We need to do them. Wouldn't you say?
Do them A's.
I'm looking through all my notes. I can't find the A's. But you remember.
You guys remember.
Sharp-eared listeners would remember the 4 A's. 3 A's, whatever they are.
The 7 A's that we all know and love.
The 7 A's. I can't find them. All right, Fever fans. Well, not the worst week of basketball, ending on a high note here. Hopefully we can really make something beautiful happen.
Let's make something beautiful.
Let's make something beautiful. And let's get our girl back in the game. She's got a logo. She hopefully has a working groin. Let's just get her in there and making beautiful things happen. Amen?
Amen to the groin.
Amen to the groin? Sure. Sure. Let's go with it. All right, Fever fans. We'll see you next week after we've won the first time against the Sparks and the Valkyries. See ya.
Bye-bye.